He has figured out a way to be invisible. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
This film really has a lot on its mind. It has a lot of things to say, especially when it comes to issues like domestic violence and gender. What can you tell us about what your intentions were? Is it an allegory on believing women? What can you say about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that was something that emerged organically through the writing of the script. It wasn't like I went into this script thinking, I want to write a script about domestic violence. What happened was I started with the character, this great character that's so iconic. And I start building back from there, like, okay, he's scarier if he's in the background. We don't know him too well, so that makes this movie about his victim. Who's the victim? It's a woman. And pretty soon I unraveled that she was escaping this toxic relationship, and when you do your research into that stuff, as I did, you find out just how scary and how prevalent it is.
We really tried to be inclusive of different kinds of abuse, that there is not just physical abuse, but there is emotional abuse, psychological abuse, gaslighting, bullying, that there are different kinds of toxic relationships that can be incredibly damaging to people. And yes, the idea of a woman not being believed obviously is very relevant right now.
It was interesting, Lizzie and I were talking when we were filming about how she'd probably tried to leave him before, and how people would have said, but you live in that nice house and you have such nice clothes, and like, oh, and he's handsome, or he's this, like, I'm sure he's charming. And we witness this behavior happen all the time. And so if it can do something, this movie, you know, apart from scare people, is hopefully to kind of get that message across.
Control was a big thing. I heard stories from women counselors working at domestic violence shelters who would tell me about women they had helped whose partner had locked the fridge with a safe lock. You know, the amount of control is pathological. It's like, I want to control what you eat. I want to control when you leave the house. So that stuff was definitely interesting in terms of this character, because who has more control than someone you can't see? You can't do anything to someone you can't see.
I guess all people can learn that you can feel weak, but you could also be strong at the same time, and it's just betting on yourself to get you out of some situations or relationships. And I know that's easier said than done, but you can do that, and you are worthy of being seen and being heard and being loved. So I hope that translates on screen to the audiences.
I think the idea of putting a woman at the center of it, turning the invisible man, the monster, into a real monster, into an abusive relationship, into gaslighting, all of that, the way that Lee constructed that and still made it scary and entertaining and all of that with this deeper underlying thing, I just thought, it's where this genre is going, I think.
You think about it. He came up with the perfect way to torture you, even in death.